So, in terms of family, you know, we don't get to choose what kind of news is thrown our way as family. You know, we get the good, we get the bad, you know, the happy and the sad. It all comes and we just handle it as it comes. And so, I just want to talk a little bit about some of the new additions to the SCM family. I'm talking about some really young people here. So it was with absolute jubilation that we were welcoming Celine. So baby Celine is Rami's, where's Rami? There you go. So we're absolutely, this was something we were anticipating and waiting, and, you know, and finally we got the photo and we absolutely overjoyed with this. Not to be overdone or outdone by Rami is, and guys, I need your help here. You know, I need you to help me out with an aww for baby Caden. We actually have a grandfather among us when he's not our de facto head of security at SCM, Spencer. This is like the cutest 49er ever.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So obviously we've had a lot of new members over the last 2 years. Even the youngest members have joined our family. And with that in mind, we've also had some other occurrences.
That is very true. Like I mentioned, the good news comes, the sad news comes as well. And we woke up one day to absolutely crushing news that we had lost one of our own. Noor Amin very sadly passed away earlier this year. And in a show of family, Noor literally had no one other than his mother here. And so you guys became his family. At the funeral service, at the burial, at the graveyard, it was SCM. Every single place you looked, it was SCM. And this is the essence of it.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, each and every single person in this room is empowered and able to contribute to this family. And like a family, we do a lot. You know, we travel together, we drive across country together. We've had some amazing times together. Staycations in various different resorts across the Emirates. We were the first ever supercar club to reach the peak of Jebel Jais, which was fantastic if you think about the comparison to just those 8 members to what we did.
A lot more than 8.
Absolutely. And with the family vibe as well, obviously we've extended out this family to the wider public. If you remember, if you're a part of SCM, when we went to Dubai Mall and welcomed the thousands of tourists that came to Dubai to see what the family vibe is like. There were kids there were parents, their grandparents lining up to come and see the hypercars and supercars that we displayed.
That's very true. In the top right-hand corner of this image is where the line started, and people were like queuing all the way around the rotunda. And everywhere we go this year, we've been taking the Year of Zayed banner with us, and we've been getting a lot of very positive feedback from people because they can see that we're not about just showing off cars and all. There are a lot of principles and values in STM.
Yeah, and I think one thing that we love to do is visit our brothers in Oman. I think everyone that was involved in that trip had a fantastic time.
Oh man, there were some people who missed out on this, and let me tell you guys.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. Simply don't miss it. We were literally like tracking on the mountains, like is what it felt like. And I'm very excited to tell you guys that, you know, with Saeed Al-Rashdi's team in Oman, we're actually planning 2 trips to Oman this year.
So we're super excited. Don't forget, don't miss out on that one for sure. So where are we now? What's going on? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put some numbers on the screen, and I want you guys to shout out or let me know what you think these numbers represent for SCM. Right. So the first number is 35. Any guesses? Any guesses on 35?
Nationality.
Okay, so plausible. But let me tell you, you want to tell us why it's not?
Give a hint, give a hint.
Fines in 1 hour.
Well, we'll make it easier. It is not the number of daily meals that Spencer has.
It's actually the number of Porsches we have in SCM.
And as we speak, there are boats of Porsches coming in, and so the new GT3 RS is starting to arrive, and so that number will start to go up.
Next number.
So, 54. Well, see, I knew it had to be McLaren related, but initially I assumed this is the number of McLarens that Hanadi sells per week. but she assured me that it is way more than that, so it can't be right. This is actually the number of prancing horses we have. Ferraris in SCM.
Now the next number has an interesting story, because there's one member in particular that we were really hoping to see tonight. And when I was speaking with Bumayed about these numbers, we want to see, like, okay, there's an individual that I think most of you are aware who has a license revoked recently. And when I saw this number, I was like, this must be the number of traffic violations Darun has had this year. But I haven't seen him. Any guesses on 70?
It might be true, then.
It might be, yeah. Any guesses on 70?
McLarens, of course.
I heard it. It's Lamborghinis.
So our next number is 75. And 75 must be the number of... There you go. Must be the number of Ferraris you have in your current collection in order to get a pista allocation, is what I heard. But no, in all seriousness, it is the number of McLaren. So we do have one more number.
Good job, Hannah.
And this is a far bigger number. I'm going to put the number up.
Members.
245. And now initially, I don't know, do you guys know Ranjit?
Yes. Where's
Where's
Ranjit?
Ranjit, where you at? Ranjit Sundaramurthy. So, this gentleman, every time we post something on SCM, if Ranjit just says anything, there's a tidal, an absolute tsunami of comments that follow. Everyone starts engaging and talking and everything.
Yes.
So I saw the number, I thought, oh, this must be, I remember the first time I saw Ranjit was at Carrefour, and there was like 245 random people just, following him for selfies and autographs. But you guys are right. This is how big SCM is. That's the number of members in SCM.
I think it's fair to say, not only with the show up that we had today, the Autodrome, SuperCarsMajlis is the biggest and the fastest growing supercar collective in the GCC. We've come a phenomenal way, and with that in mind, we've come to new leaps and new bounds. We're working with a variety of fantastic international organizations, partners, sponsorships, with the likes of, Emar, Miras, obviously, of course, Al-Habtour Motors, who have been working with us since the beginning, and not to mention ADNOC as well, who were there when we were hitting the track. They brought a fuel truck for us and topped up the supercars as we were making those rounds.
Saved us quite a bundle because fuel is pretty expensive there. But also, the Intercontinental Hotels. I mean, we're at this location, we've been here before, we've used their facility in Fujairah, not just because we absolutely love them, but because they, as a management team, really understand what SCM stands for, and they back us up 110%.
We're super grateful for the Intercontinental, a fantastic partner, and there's many more to come as we evolve. And as we evolve, we need to start thinking about the next chapter in SCM, to take it even better, even bigger than what it has been so far, if that is possible. Right, so if we look at the events, there is a lot coming. So this year we're very excited to announce we're going to have a lot more track days, which is great. Drag strips to see if the Daily Drive crew can hold their title, along with Sargon as well. Cross-country drives, of course. And as Qais mentioned, we're going to have 2 Oman trips this year.
Yeah. And we do work very closely with manufacturers and their representatives here. And so when a new car comes out, we oftentimes get the phone call pretty early on with exclusive test drive opportunities. And we'd like to kind of pass those on to you guys and let you know that, hey, let us know if you want to try this car or that car. We're also doing things like staycations, where it's not just our family, we bring in the extended family to experience what it's like to be part of SCM. There's quite an action-packed season ahead of us.
Yeah, absolutely. We're super excited, and we have a lot of surprises coming up. After this session, we're going to be sending out a survey to get your feedback as well. We'd love to hear from you. What do you guys want to do? Where you want to engage with your friends, with your brothers, with your families? We're open to it, right? And that's really important. But as we evolve, I mean, it's worth mentioning that SuperCarsMajlis is going to be reaching new heights. And historically, we've been in a position where we've had these fantastic events with so many of you members, and the admins have, Umayyad and the relative management team have pocketed or had to dip into their pockets for a lot of the costs for these events.
And actually, it's worth mentioning right now is that you may or may not know that the fact is SuperCarsMajlis is simply running on, literally, it starts with Umayyad, and basically his people just trust him. They kind of know what he stands for, and they're very happy to deal with him. We actually have had no actual legal entity. We weren't a thing. We were just a logo and this gentleman's fine word. But that has changed because we very recently registered our very own trade license, and so we can now kick it up a few notches.
So we're super excited to announce this new stage in our organization. And it's worth mentioning now that SCM will always be not-for-profit. So we actually are introducing, obviously, a trade license, and we're going to be starting a new SuperCarsMajlis membership fee. Now, with this in mind, all of this money will be pumped into the events to make your experiences even better than ever before.
And with this membership fee, so what it will do is it will cover our recurring costs, and we now have the license fee to pay and some of the other fees as well. But it will also empower us to get better deals with our partners, and so that we can actually pass all of that on to you in terms of financial benefit.
Yeah, we have a lot of opportunity, right? So, I mean, if you think about all the partners that we currently work with, all of the car care companies, the detailing companies, whether you want to change your car, your calipers, whatever, car dip, all these guys offering preferential rates for SCM members. So, in actual fact, if you think about it, just one of these discounts will actually pay for the whole membership, essentially.
That's right, and you're left with a complete season full of being able to use these benefits. And it's not just car care companies, so we have deals with tires, car insurance, all sorts of things.
Absolutely. So, Qais, I've got to ask a question. How much is it?
Okay. Well, it's literally right next to nothing for you guys. It's 1,200 dirhams per whole season. That amounts to simply 100 dirhams per month.
Right, guys, so you'll be very, very happy to hear that now the presentation has come to a close. We're done. I told you, I promise you, food is on the way. We're going to be going to the Anis restaurant for a meal shortly. But before we do, we just have a special recap video from Khalfan, which we guys will leave you with. Enjoy, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.